Grade compensation at curves. So generally on straight portions, okay. Suppose if road is straight like this, suppose it is plan. Suppose gradient is there, some gradient is there, up gradient, and some gradient. This is elevation, up gradient, down gradient. Suppose here, let us assume here limiting gradient. Suppose limiting gradient is suppose 1 in n, okay, or some n%. 1 in n, or let us assume it is percentage itself, okay. Limiting gradient n%, okay. It may be some 5% or 6%, 7%, something like that, okay. Gradients. So why we need to limit the gradient means, why we need to limit the gradient? So I mean, based on the hauling capacity of the vehicle, okay, based on the hauling capacity of the vehicle can haul up to certain gradient only. Because in gradients, what happens? What happens in the gradients? Take a vehicle on the gradient, okay. What happens you see? mg is the weight. So here, components of this one, mg sin theta, suppose this angle of, I mean, this gradient angle is theta, means mg sin theta component will act in opposite direction, right? So against the motion, mg sin theta force is acting. So the engine cannot haul the, cannot haul under. So up to certain gradients only it is permitted, gradients. Suppose if the road is in curved position, gradient as well as in curved, okay. Suppose road is like this. Curve is there in the gradient itself. So it is already gradient. This is plan. This is elevation. So here both curve as well as gradient both are there. Okay. This is up gradient. This is down gradient. So both curve as well as gradient is there. Then what happens in curve actually? If you see in curve, vehicle, suppose take a vehicle like this. Otherwise I will draw only that wheelbase. So in curves actually front wheels you can observe like this, right? Little tilt. So whatever you supply that power to the by the engine to the vehicle, okay, the power, what happens? The power actually comes from back wheels generally for most of the vehicles. So the tractive force, T, means the useful tractive force is only here. Alpha means component here, T cos alpha. So tractive effort useful here only T into cos alpha. So where alpha is turning angle, alpha equal to turning angle. Alpha is turning angle. See, as alpha increases, what happens? T cos alpha net, I mean, available force, available tractive force will decrease. So we need to use, I mean, we need to have this tractive force to negotiate this upgradient as well as here curve. So both are negative effects. Okay. Here, while traveling on the upgradient, mg sin theta is opposing. Again, here tractive effort is decreasing to T cos alpha. So from T to T cos alpha, it is decreasing tractive effort. Again, here in gradient, mg sin theta is acting in in opposite direction. So we need to decrease the gradient at curves. So that is called grade compensation. Okay. So what is meant by grade compensation means decreasing of gradient at curves compared to straight portions. Straight portions is called grade compensation. Grade compensation. The reason the tractive effort is decreasing from T to T cos alpha. Okay, where alpha is turning angle. So track resistance. What is in with track resistance here? How much it is decreasing tractive effort? Track resistance equal to T minus T cos alpha. See, originally it should be T, but available only T cos alpha. The difference is T into 1 minus cos alpha. This much decrease of resistance is there. I mean, extra, tractive effort decreased from T to T cos alpha means how much quantity it decreased means T into 1 minus cos alpha. This is called actually track resistance. Because of this track resistance, we need to decrease the limiting gradient values, provided by the IRC. So up to what value we need to decrease means that is grade compensation. So grade compensation formula given by IRC. Grade compensation equal to see minimum of or otherwise direct level, right? Grade compensation equal to 30 plus R by R %. Okay, it is limited to 75 by R. Suppose if you get more than this 75 by R, you should take only 75 by R value. That means that is grade compensation equal to grade compensation is least of 30 plus R by R and 75 by R. So that means whichever is least needs to be taken as a grade compensation. And code provides one more thing. Grade compensation is required only for grades more than 4%. More than 4%. Only if grade is limiting gradient is less than 4%, then grade compensation is not required. So more than or equal to 4%, then only we need to provide grade compensation. And compensated gradient means equal to limiting gradient minus grade compensation. Grade compensation. That is the compensated gradient. Here actually below 4% we won't do any grade compensation. That's why if you get compensated gradient less than 4%, you can go for 4% only. So no need to ease the gradient, no need to use the gradient below 4%. That is, if compensated gradient comes below 4% by the above formula, provide compensated gradient as 4% only. That means if you get something 3.5 or 3.7, then no need to go for that much value. So you can go for 4% only. Example. Suppose limiting gradient is 5%. Okay. And R equal to 50 meters radius. Okay. Then grade compensation how much? Grade compensation equal to 30 plus 50 by 50, comma 75 by 50 least. Okay, minimum. That is equal to 1.6 comma 1.5 minimum. So that is grade compensation is 1.5%. Okay. So that means compensated gradient equal to 5 minus 1.5, that equal to 3.5%. Provide compensated gradient as 4% only. Don't go for 3.5%. If you get the value below 4%, then go for 4% only. Okay, that is important. Example, one more example I will give you. So limiting gradient of road is 6% and radius of curve is 100 meters. Find the grade compensation. Find the grade compensation in percent. Okay. So grade compensation minimum of 30 plus R by R and 75 by R percent. That equal to minimum of 30 plus 100 by 100 and 75 by 100. That equal to minimum of 130 by 100. That is 1.3 and 0.75. That equal to 0.75%. Okay. So this is the grade compensation in percent. Also find compensated gradient. So compensated gradient equal to six minus 0.75, that equal to 5.25%. Okay. Suppose express compensated gradient in 1 in n and report n value. So if you express that value in 1 in n, what is the n value? So 5.25 equal to 5.25% is nothing but 5.25 by 100, that equal to 0.0525. Okay, that equal to 1 by how much? 1 by 0.0525, that equal to 1 by 0.0525 is 19.04. Okay, that therefore n equal to how much? 19.04 is the n. So 1 in, that is nothing but 1 in 19.04. So n value 19.04. Okay. So the compensated gradient you can express in percent, you can express in decimal format like this 0.0525, and in terms of 1 in n also you can provide, you can represent, that is n value 19.04. Okay. So ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా గ్రేడ్ కాంపెన్సేషన్ లో? జోష్న క్లియర్ అమ్మా?
Yes, sir.
దీపిక?
Yes, sir.
Sir, limiting gradient.
Limiting gradient is nothing but on straight portion up to what limit, up to what gradient is it is allowed on the road based on the vehicle capacity. That is the limiting gradient.
Okay, sir.
Straight portion is there. The gradients, the allowable gradient is limiting gradient. Okay, up to that gradient it is accepted. Okay, beyond that you should not provide the gradient. So
Okay, sir.
straight portion, okay, but if there is a curve on the gradient, then we need to decrease the gradient. Okay, limiting gradient should be decreased. See one more problem. The limiting gradient of the road is 5.8%. If a curve of radius 60 meters is to be provided in the gradient. Find the compensated gradient. Find the compensated gradient in decimal form. Okay, compensated gradient. So grade compensation equal to grade compensation equal to 30 plus r by r comma 75 by r, whichever is minimum. That is minimum of 90 by 60. 90 by 60 is 1.5, comma 75 by 60 1.25, right? 1.25, that equal to 1.25%. So compensated gradient equal to 5.8 minus 1.25, that equal to 4.55%. He asked report the answer in decimal form, that equal to 0.0455 is the answer. Okay, compensated gradient is this much in decimal format. Similarly, one more problem. The limiting gradient of road is 1 in 25, 1 in 30, or 1 in 20. Okay, 1 in 20. A curve of radius a curve of radius (160 meters) is to be provided in the gradient. Find the compensated gradient in percent as per IRC 38. Okay, so what is limiting gradient? Equal to 1 in 20 means 1 by 20, that equal to 1 by 20 into 100, that is 5%. Okay, that is in percentage. Then grade compensation equal to grade compensation equal to 30 plus R by R, comma 75 by R, whichever is least, that equal to 190 by 160, 1.1875, least of 1.1875, comma 75 by 160, 0.46875 equal to 0.46875 is the least. Okay, so compensated gradient equal to 1 in 50, 1 in 20 means 5%. 5 minus 0.46875 equal to 4.53125%. That is the answer. Suppose round up to 2 decimal places. So that equal to 4.53%. So like that we can round it off. Okay. ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఎవరికైనా? క్యాలిక్యులేషన్స్ కానీ కాన్సెప్ట్ కానీ.
సార్ ఇవి ఎంపిరికల్ ఫార్ములా సార్?
ఎంపిరికల్ ఫార్ములా.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ value summit curves. Summit curve. Okay, it is also called a crest curve. Okay, okay. So why we need to provide this one means in vertical alignment, if an upgradient meets down gradient, then we need to provide summit curve. That means suppose like this, one upgradient is joining with some down gradient like this, then obviously we need to provide a summit curve like this. Gradually goes like this, okay? So this is the parabolic in nature, okay? This curve is parabolic. So the straights actually, this is upgradient. This upgradient meeting with the down gradient. So we need to understand some terminology here. Upgradient, suppose n1%, down gradient n2%. So we need to define one thing, deviation angle. Deviation angle, that is generally called capital N. Capital N is here equal to deviation angle equal to modulus of upgradient minus down gradient. This is the definition of deviation angle. Here, example, upgradient is suppose %3 upgradient, 4% down gradient. Okay, then n value equal to here, n value equal to modulus of upgradient is 3% means 0.03 minus, see down gradient, see sign convention here, upgradient if you take positive, take down gradient negative. Okay, so minus 0.04 is the down gradient. So difference we need to consider. Okay, so 0.03 minus 0.04, that equal to 0.07 is the n value, that is deviation angle. Okay, that name is deviation angle. Similarly, suppose sometimes both upgradients may be there. Suppose one upgradient is 6% and another upgradient is 2%. Both are upgradients. Upgradient. Now also you get summit curve. So see here, this is summit curve, right? Here also you get summit curve like this. Okay, so here deviation angle is n equal to here modulus of 0.06 minus that second one also upgradient, so 0.02. So deviation angle is how much? 0.04 is the deviation angle n. Similarly, suppose one mild down gradient meets with the steep down gradient. Both are down gradients. Suppose this is down gradient, this is down gradient, this is also down gradient. Suppose this is 1% down gradient, this is 3% down gradient. Okay, so here also you get summit curve. Okay, here also you get summit curve. So where n equal to n value here, modulus of minus 0.01 minus 0.03. So which is equal to minus 0.01 minus of minus plus 0.03, that equal to modulus of 0.02, which is equal to 0.02 is the n value. Okay, so like this, in different situations, one upgradient and downgradient are steep upgradient and mild downgradient meeting, then also you get summit curve, or mild downgradient meets with the steep downgradient, then also you get summit curve. Okay, these are the situations we come across this summit curves. So you understood what is deviation angle. Okay, then I mean, how to fix the length of summit curve? Is there any limitation for this means? So if you provide some steep summit curve, so side distance problem will be there. So to overcome the side distance problem, we need to provide sufficient summit curve length. Okay, the length of the summit curve must be in such a way that it should satisfy the side distance requirements on the road. So by considering that side distance requirements, how much summit curve length needs to be provided, that is very important here. So next we will see how to calculate the length of summit curve. Length of summit curve. So it is to be provided based on side distance requirement. Side distance requirement, that is SSD, stopping side distance, or overtaking side distance. If it is not possible to provide overtaking side distance, at least ISD, intermediate side distance. Okay, so based on this SSD or OSD or ISD. Okay, so we need to calculate the length of summit curve based on these requirements. Okay, you can calculate the length of summit curve based on SSD, and you can calculate the length of summit curve based on OSD or ISD. Okay, so here again two cases we have here. See, what is the problem? I'll explain you. Suppose for a given gradient, I will give you some two cases here. Why we need to provide sufficient length also I will explain you. Suppose you have two gradients like this. There is an option for you to provide a smooth, very mild, this one I will explain you. So this is, suppose this is one solution, and another solution is this one. So suppose this is case 1. This is case 2. So in case 1, what is the problem? What is in case 2? What is the problem? We'll see. In case 1, suppose if vehicle is here, somewhere here, the vehicle can see a more distance, right? So side distance available. Suppose one object is there here. This object can be seen from this So sight distance availability is much more. Suppose in steep, the pink colored road, if you provide, that means parabolic curve, the summit curve, if you provide like that, in second option, what happens, we will see. Suppose a vehicle is here. So small length only you can see, okay? If you provide a steep vertical curve, like summit curve like this, a small length only can be seen, okay? If you provide a flat summit curve, you can see a lot of distance, some sufficient distance will be available. So you can see the danger if anything is there on the road, and you can control the vehicle. So sight distance more and more is available means then you can go for maximum speeds, okay? With design speed you can travel. Otherwise, if sight distance availability is less, you need to, you are forced to reduce the speed of the vehicle. So that means obviously you will say, I mean, case one is, I mean, option one is better, right? So this is better. Option one is better. So more sight distance availability, that always would be better, right? But the problem is, see, the profile, generally the profile of the road is something like this, something like this. So if you want to provide a mild summit curve like this, or if you want to provide a steep one, what matters means here, so the green, in green one, it is a steep summit curve, steep one, but less earthwork, less earthwork. This one, see here in green colored one, steep gradient can be provided, but less earthwork. But this one here, mild curve can be provided, but more earthwork. More earthwork. Okay. So here, basically, sight distance depends on basically speed of the vehicle, speed actually. So the length of curve, the length of summit curve is to be calculated based on sight distance. Okay. So we'll see how to calculate that. Length of summit curve. Here two cases we have, case 1, case 2. Case 1, case 2. Case 1 is length of curve is more than sight distance. And case 2, sometimes length of curve may be less than sight distance. So this L is more than S, here L is less than S. Okay. So basically here, for SSD requirement is different, OSD or ISD requirement is different. So SSD requirement is like this. On summit curve, suppose a vehicle is passing like this. So driver's level, suppose this is driver eye level, H. and should able to see the object on the road. This object height, suppose small h. Okay. See, generally for SSD, for stopping sight distance, generally h is here driver's eye level height. Eye level from road level. From road level, okay. Okay, that is h. Small h is object height on the road. Generally, this h equal to 1.2 meters as per IRC. Small h is 0.15 meter. Okay. The driver has to be, the driver is able to see that object clearly. Okay. So the distance is stopping sight distance. It should be available this much. This distance available should be SSD. Then this is the case. But if you want to provide that, the length of curve for ISD or OSD, then the requirement is like this. Summit curve. Suppose a vehicle is there here, then another vehicle is there here. So both persons must be able to see. Okay. So here this also h, this also h. Okay. So this is for this distance is now OSD or ISD. Overtaking side distance or intermediate side distance. Okay. So summit curve can be designed based on either SSD or OSD. Okay, OSD, ISD both are same only. Okay. So how to design we'll see. So for case 1, case 2 in detail we will see. Okay. Capital H meaning is here same. Driver's eye level from road level. Okay. Height of driver's eye level. Okay. So case 1 we will see first. Length of curve is more than sight distance. What is the formula? That we will derive. See here. Assume this is the gradient up gradient meeting with the down gradient, something like this. Something like this. Then suppose this is the curve. Okay, so this is plus n1 gradient, this down gradient minus n2 gradient. So deviation angle is actually, this one is the deviation angle, capital N. So capital N equal to, you know already, n is n1 plus n2, because that some difference of that n1 plus n2 means n1 minus of minus n2, n1 plus n2, that equal to n1 plus n2 gradient. Okay, then generally its gradients are very mild, 3%, 4% means almost very less, very small angles will be there. So the inclined length and horizontal length more or less same. Okay, that's why we measure this distance like this. horizontal only. We measure this length of the curve in horizontal direction only. This is the length of the curve. Okay. Now, our assumption is here case 1. Actually, we are doing case 1. What is case 1? Length of curve is greater than side distance. Yes. Okay. So in this case, suppose this is the curve. So length of the curve is more. Side distance requirement is less. Suppose side distance, I will mark here. Something like this. Object. Let us assume it is h1 height. This height is h1. This height. This height is, let us assume, h2. Okay. So length of curve is this one. Side distance is, let us assume this one is side distance. Something, this is the side distance. S1, S2, totally S, okay? S1 plus S2 equal to S. I will mark here that also. So this is S, okay? S equal to S1 plus S2. So now you know what is the, I mean, parabola. This curve is parabolic, right? This curve is parabolic. ఎవరికైనా డౌట్స్ ఏం లేవు కదా, క్లియర్ అర్థమవుతుందా? మధ్యలో ఏమన్నా డౌట్ వస్తే ఇంటరప్ట్ చేసి అడగచ్చు మీరు. ఓకే, సి parabolic natured curve equation is basically y equal to some kx square, right? Y equal to some kx square. You know the parabola. So it is, if it is like this, parabola, something like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Then this equation is y equal to kx square, right? Now we are taking reverse manner. That means this is x direction, down y. Then it is now also y equal to kx square, right? Now dy by dx is what? Slope. Dy by dx equal to 2kx. Okay, so actually at center of the road, at x equal to L by 2, at x equal to L by 2, okay, that means midpoint, dy by dx equal to n by 2. Okay, because the slope changes. See, at starting, actually, if this is the curve, suppose with respect to this one, with respect to this tangent, if you draw it for end tangent here, so how much the tangent direction is changing means the tangent direction is changing n value, deviation angle. How much tangent is deviating means starting with respect to starting line, ending line slope is n. Okay, so n angle is, n deviation angle is getting in length of L. In length of L, deviation angle is n. That means at L by 2, what happens? At L by 2, obviously the deviation angle is n by 2. At L by 2 length, deviation angle is n by 2. Clear ఇక్కడ ఎవరికైనా డౌట్ లేదు కదా? L length లో deviation angle n అయితే L by 2 length లో deviation angle ఎంత? n by 2. So at x equal to L by 2. Srinivas, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. You can substitute this value in this dy by dx equation. So dy by dx is n by 2 equal to 2k into x is L by 2. So k you can get. So 2 gets cancelled. K equal to n by 2l, right? N by 2l. So then parabola equation is y equal to k means n by 2l into x square. So this is the parabola equation. Okay. So using this parabola, see, assuming this has origin 0, 0. Okay. This side S1, that side S2, right? From origin. So this point actually, see here, I will mark. Suppose this is origin. This is S1, this is H1. Similarly, this is S2, this is H2. So this point, this is 0 origin, then this coordinate is minus S1 comma H1. This coordinate is S2 comma H2. Okay. Substitute both points here and get what is S1, what is S2. So y is here H1 equal to n by 2l into x square. X square means S1 square. Similarly, H2 equal to n by 2l into S2 square. X square means S2 square. So from this, what is S1, what is S2? From this, S1 equal to, from these equations, S1 equal to 2l by n into H1, right? Under root S1 and S2 equal to 2l by n H2 under root. So what is S now? S equal to, see here, 2l by n is common, root 2l by n is common. Root 2l by n is common here. So root H1 plus root H2. Okay. So based on this, so squaring on both sides, you get what? So yes, we got square root of 2l by n into root H1 plus root H2. So squaring on both sides, S square equal to 2l by n into root H1 plus root H2 whole square. So L equal to n into S square by, okay, n into S square by, so 2 also is there, okay, n into S square by 2 times of root H1 plus root H2 whole square. Otherwise, you can write like this, L equal to ns square by 2 you can take inside. So then it will be root 2 whole square. That means root 2h1 plus root 2h2 whole square. This is the formula for length of curve. Okay. Here, if S equal to SSD, if S equal to SSD, then L equal to NS square by root 2h plus root 2h whole square. If h equal to 1.2 and small h equal to 0.15, then L equal to NS square by, you can substitute here, you will get 4.4. Okay. Similarly, if S equal to OSD, vortex inside distance, or ISD, then L formula will be like this. NS square by root 2h plus again root 2 capital H only whole square, and h equal to 1.2 meters, then L equal to NS square by 9.6. Okay, clear? 1 minute, power cut అయింది. Okay, n times of what? Root h1 plus h2 minus n root h1, right? Now that equal to h2 yeah.
Sir, n root h1 minus
Yeah.
n root h1.
Yeah, root h1 will be in top actually. Root h1 into root h1 plus root h2 by n plus here h2 into root h1 plus root h2. See here denominator n root h1 gets cancelled. So n root h2. So you can simplify root h1 into root h1 plus root h2 by n plus h2 by root h2. So root h2 by n root h1 plus root h2. So s minus l by 2 equal to, here common is root h1 plus root h2 by n is common into root h1 plus root h2, that equal to root h1 plus root h2 whole square by n s minus l by 2, or l by 2 equal to s minus root h1 plus root h2 whole square by n, or l equal to 2s minus 2, if you take inside 2h1 plus root 2h2 whole square by n. This is the formula for second case. L is less than s means this is the formula. You should remember this. Similarly here for SSD case, h1 equal to capital H, h2 equal to small h. That means L equal to 2s minus root 2h plus root 2h whole square by n, and h equal to 1.2, small h equal to 0.15, then L equal to 2s minus 4.4 by n. Similarly, for OSD or ISD case, h1 equal to capital H, h2 equal to also capital H. So L equal to 2s minus root 2h plus root 2h whole square by n. So h equal to 1.2 means, so L equal to 2s minus 9.6 by n. This is the formula. So like this,